Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. So let me be clear. I love John Cena. I think John Cena is the greatest of all time. He is my GOAT. He is in my Mount Rushmore. Who else is in my Mount Rushmore, you might ask? Well, it's John Cena, Shawn Michaels, Macho Man Randy Savage, and Randy Orton. And Roman Reigns is inching closer and closer to be in my Mount Rushmore. I don't know who I would take out. Maybe I would just add him. So it'd be John Cena, Roman Reigns, Macho Man, Shawn Michaels, and Randy Orton. There we go. 5 for my Mount Rushmore. But I think John Cena is the greatest of all time. But I think Roman Reigns is inching closer and closer to taking over that spot just because I don't know, man. Roman Reigns, the aura, the longevity, the progression, the trajectory, how much he's grown and changed, how much he changed the company, his long reign, what happens when he's there, merch sales, ticket sales, all this type of stuff. Roman Reigns needs a little bit more years under his belt because John Cena did it for 20 years and was on top for 20 years. Maybe 18 of those years he was on top. Excuse me, got to think with my eye. Anyways, but Roman Reigns, the best right now going for sure, and maybe in 5-10 years we could be considering Roman Reigns the greatest of all time. And I say that as kind of a caveat or a precursor to what I'm about to say about John Cena, which I think he's gone too corporate. I'm not sure that I believe every single tweet or post John Cena makes. I sometimes think it's coming from WWE. Now, John Cena is one of the most calculated people that we know. He never says anything on accident. Everything is with purpose. Everything has intention, and everything is exactly how he wants it to be. He hasn't really done a podcast interview where he just kind of free flows. The one that stands out the most is kind of the Joe Rogan episode where he really just kind of talked. They shot the shit. It was really organic. I think most other podcasts he do are very formulaic. He says kind of the same thing. He has the corporate WWE answer, what they want him to say. Because even though John Cena is retired, we've obviously already seen him twice already. We saw him at WrestleMania. We saw him at Backlash. He is getting paid by WWE, and he will be paid by WWE probably for the rest of his life. And so everything he posts is in regards to WWE is what they want him to say. Because recently at Backlash, he announced that he's going to have this unbelievably huge announcement. It's going to change the world. Like Triple H has said, it's going to be a new era 75 different times. John Cena says this is going to shake up the entire industry. And I think originally that announcement was just going to be Club WWE. But then rumors online heard that that might be the case, and WWE fans were shitting on it. Like, oh, that's not a huge announcement. It's just their club membership. Why does John Cena got to announce that? That's lame. Because John Cena has put his name and his time behind that club WWE, because probably personally John Cena thinks it's going to be awesome. And so they changed all that, and then at Backlash, they announced it's like John Cena Classic, which I think in theory sounds really cool. There's no plans, there's no name for the title really, there's no date, there's no venue, there's no wrestlers involved yet. It's just an idea in thin air that WWE kind of pulled out of their ass because WWE fans were going to be kind of livid if the huge, massive, life-changing announcement was going to be that Club WWE is now open. So they came up with the John Cena Classic. The one thing I do not like about the John Cena Classic is that wins and losses don't matter. And wins and losses do matter, and they should matter. Because if they don't matter, then what does it matter if someone goes on a 10-month losing streak? Or they go down a dark path because of the 10-month losing streak? Or they turn heel because they keep losing matches? Or they keep winning matches that earns them a title shot? If wins and losses don't matter, then how do you earn a title shot? Right? Does winning a championship matter then if wins and losses don't matter? So I don't really like tournaments that put an emphasis on winning and losing not mattering, because in the midst of a story and a fan investing in the story, wins and losses do matter. Even though it's a predetermined sport, the idea is that we're investing in something, and if my favorite wrestler keeps losing and losing and losing, I feel bad for him. Then I understand why he turned on his partner and why he was frustrated, because that makes sense to me. Maybe when I lose consistently in my life, I kind of have those same thoughts and feelings, and now we relate, and now I'm invested in that story. And so I don't love a tournament or a show that doesn't really emphasize wins and losses. I get what John Cena is trying to do, bring the vote back to the fan. But if you lose a match and still win the championship, that doesn't make sense to me. So I think they could do it in a different way. But I like the idea of established WWE guys facing up-and-coming NXT guys and seeing how they fare. Because the NXT people need to be challenged in that way. They need to be challenged against guys who can call a match in the ring, who can flow, who can move, who've done main event matches, who need to execute on a high level on a consistent basis. Because we've seen some NXT people come up who cannot do that. I think Sol Ruka needs more work. I think Javon Evans needs more work. I think Trick Williams needs more work. Inside the ring, they need more work. They need to be better, more polished. They need to execute better. Their striking ability is very weak. Like, these things need to happen, because if you want to perform at a high level in WWE, you have to be brilliant at the basics. Look at someone like Gunther or AJ Styles or Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns, right? These people are brilliant at the basics. Now, I'm kind of getting off track of what I originally wanted to talk about, which was this quote from John Cena about his kind of corporate WWE stance, right? So John Cena referenced Mason Rook when asked if there's anyone in WWE under 30 who catches his eye. This is what John Cena said, and I quote, "It's no secret, I think, to those in the know that I chant with everybody else. He's big, he's bad, he'll body slam your dad." So if you don't know who I'm talking about, I want you to go check that out. I'm a fan. Now, of course, John Cena could actually be a fan of Mason Rook, but it seems just so odd that out of everyone in the whole entire NXT universe, locker room, WWE, that John Cena would be putting this guy over. Now, I'm not for or against Mason Rook. I think it's way too early to decide. I think his moonsault from the top that he did the other day kind of looked like shit. I don't think bigger guys need to do that. I think there's a better way for him to look big and strong rather than doing a moonsault where everybody moves and he basically just lands on his stomach and it doesn't look very impactful or powerful. I think his face is very a babyface face, so he doesn't look really menacing or mean. I love the chant though. He's big, he's bad, he'll body slam your dad. I think he's got good movement. I haven't really seen a full match of his, so I don't know what his in between stuff is, what his striking ability is, what his facial expressions look like, how he executes, how he takes moves, how he gives moves, his pins, his covers, things of that nature, the basics. But I don't know. It just seems always odd to me that John Cena, the corporate WWE guy, nothing ever that he tweets out about WWE seems organic. It seems authentic. And that's always been John Cena, because he is the WWE corporate guy through and through. That's why he's still getting paid by WWE. That's why they asked him to come to WrestleMania and Backlash. And that's why every time he tweets or posts about something, WWE related, I kind of hesitate to truly believe that's his thoughts and feelings, or if someone is controlling that from the back end, saying, "John, this is what you need to say," or even having control of his ex. Now, I don't know if it's the same on his other platforms. He's not really a social media guy. But so I just, those are just some thoughts that have come to my head recently, and so I wanted to share them with you guys. But again, I'm not for or against Mason Rook right now. I need to see a little bit more. Like I stated, I need to see some of those things and how he executes some of those things inside of a match. I watched his promo. I thought the promo was really bad. I thought it was very, very bad. There wasn't any intensity. The pacing was weird. He didn't sound very confident. And so those things have to change if you're going to believe that Mason Rook can actually sell a fight. And you sell a fight with the microphone. Look at CM Punk. I despise CM Punk, but he can sell a fight with the microphone. Right now, Mason Rook cannot do that. Right now, what all Mason Rook is some big-time moves that people have seen on Instagram and short version of clips. Right now, he's an Instagram and a TikTok wrestler. Is he a complete wrestler? Well, not in terms of talking on the microphone, because it's subpar at best from what I heard. Now, I'd love to see a full match, and I will at some point on NXT, and then I'll break that down even further. But I'm not in the same headspace as John Cena as saying, I'm a big fan. I'm not. And so that's what kind of makes me wonder if everything that John Cena posts about WWE is just part of his corporate WWE stance, and they're feeding him what to say so that Mason Rook can get a little more popularity, a little more buzz, because John Cena has that kind of authority because he is the greatest of all time. So those are my thoughts and feelings. I'd love to know your thoughts and feelings on the same subject, so drop them in the comments down below. Then like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.